Hi, guys. Okay, so I know I'm early for the Jenni interview, so bear with me here as I explain why. She is on her way. I came on early because, as you can see, it's a totally different display here than usual. We lost power just about 10 minutes ago here at the new digs. So I am literally flying without a net here. I've got the main computer. Oh, piss off, FedEx. I already talked to you guys once today. Jerks. Anyway, stupid. Anyway, so yeah, I'm working on the computer's being powered by the hotspot on this crazy phone. So yeah, it's gonna be one of those afternoons. But we already went the man down over on the no DQ side of things, so I will be on the review still. It's just gonna be kind of what it's going to be. Aaron, if you're watching, I'm sorry in advance. We're going to go with what we got here. But anyway, we are awaiting Ms. Santana, the general manager of Ultimate Women of Wrestling, as they prepare for their very first show. It's going to be cool to see what the ladies at UWW come up with again. We're going to have her on here at the top of the hour. I just wanted to come in and explain why I'm shrouded in basic dark as you guys see me here today stream, and then in over on the it's not my fault. It's we've lost power, and I don't understand why. I don't know what happened. The AC going and keeping things moving, but not so much today. So we'll see how everything lays out as we do around here. Put that back up again. It's just kind of one of those things that happens with live TV and live streaming. You just kind of and that's just the nature of the business, as it were. I need to have that scroll up because I need a background. Why are you? That's weird. You're acting like that, but okay, we'll go with it. I'm on the air. And you knew this because I told you. Hi, too. Sorry. What's up?
Just so you know, they're estimating 6 o'clock. It's not us, it's everybody.
6 o'clock. Wonderful. When both my shows are supposed to be done. It's not your fault. It's just one of those days.
And look at this when you're off the air.
Oh, that's okay.
So do with Uncle Brian. So do it afterwards.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mom. Never yell at your mamas. Not nice. Anyway. Again, not her fault that, we have a power outage. It's freaking Edison. Pay them all this damn money for no reason, apparently, right? So, anyway, let me put that background on for when Jenni does get here. Anyway, so, yeah, what are you going to do? Live television. I do want to point out that we will be going live one way or the other. When Jenni gets here at around 7 o'clock. And then again, 8 o'clock, we're going live with the No DQ review over on the No DQ channel and here on the Jeff Meacham Network. Let's see. What else can I'll go ahead and throw this stuff up. I want to promote not that one. Where did it go? Oh, bother. There it is. We'll do that one, and we'll promote next week's streams also. So hey, where the hell? There it is. I don't want to promote that one just yet. A lot of cool stuff coming up here next week, but also this weekend on Saturday. We're going to do a special night of open mic night. It's going to be Saturday night at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific on the Jeff Meacham Network, the Casa Deaton Studios, and the James Hebert's channel, the J. Hebert Studios, because we will be out tomorrow night on a family outing for my niece's play at school, so we will not be available in the studio. We then go to Monday, and of course, the dads not always on wrestling are back with our actual top 10 dad show as we talk about the Rock's greatest matches. That'll be following JJ's review of Central Intelligence, of course, starring Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart. And then we're back on Tuesday with Talk Wrestling. And Wednesday, the Greg Sherry Show, as we do. Hello, Tim. Good to see you again. For those of you just joining us as we await Jenni Santana's arrival at the top of the hour, I am shrouded in shadow and darkness because we've lost power here, and I got an update from the head of the house that we're going to be out of power for at least 2 hours. Awesome, right? Good stuff. So hopefully I can keep the phone charged until I go on the air with Aaron at 8 o'clock Eastern. This show is going to be fun to try to pull off with no power because I've got everything already queued up and it's the whole thing. So we will see how it plays out, as always. It's a flyby, the seat of my pants situation here today. I'm actually going to switch out headphones because these things keep falling out of my ear and they're pissing me off, and I don't really need to use them as I drop the ones I didn't use until Disneyland in a couple weeks. So bear with me here, guys. Again, this is a complete train wreck, but it kind of just is what it is. So let me disconnect those because they keep falling in my ear and bugging the crap out of me. So it's kind of useless, right? Not that they're useless full time. It's just I bought them for a specific purpose and I don't need them for that purpose today. So let's, all right. So yeah, I know. Driver error, whatever. If you guys can still hear me, cool. If not, I will be on there momentarily. Not that you're hearing me say momentarily, because it's kind of the purpose of what I just said. All right. Let me see. It doesn't show that I'm not being heard, so that's a good sign, I guess, right? Check. One. La, 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 la. There we go. All right, cool. All right, I'm back. Very good. So, yeah, this is the situation today. Again, we are live. And if people are wondering why he's down early, his guest isn't even here yet. They advertised. That's why, because I wanted to make sure I announced the power outage. So while we wait for Jenni, and I think we've got the time I need to. Oh, I have just about the right time. I'm going to go ahead and run the trailer for the show's coming up here soon. And if she is in the green room when we come back, then we'll go live with the interview. Stand by, everybody. I didn't load it. I didn't load this on. Gosh darn it. I can't do nothing today. I swear to God, this. Again, we are just all kinds of not even ready to go here. There it is. Do that one, and then we'll do. It's always an adventure here on the Jeff Meacham Network when it comes to technology and our woes with such. So again, I do apologize for the nature of however the show is coming off today. It's going to be one of those I just hope for the best because it's a mess right now. So we'll see how it goes. But in the meantime, here's what's coming up soon. And we are indeed live here on the Jeff Meacham Network, and we are joined, as we've been a couple of times here in the last couple of months, by our buddy Jenni Santana. Welcome back, Jenni. You came in late. You're missing a hell of a pre-show because I came on about 10 minutes ago telling the world we lost power about 20 minutes ago.
Oh no, what happened?
I have no friggin' idea. It turns out it's SoCal Edison. If you're familiar with Southern California and our power source, Edison, they suck. We hate them. So it's just one of those things that, I'm not in the city of lights, New York or Las Vegas, so I don't have lights all the time. So I can't just go outside and go, ooh, neon lights. I can have that light my pale ass. So anyway. So welcome back. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too.
Here have been quite busy. We'll get into the card for Saturday here momentarily, but I want everybody to hear really quick. I know you said you only got about 40 minutes today, so tell everybody out there, for those of you that don't follow Jenni on the outside of wrestling stuff, you started a brand new business up in Vegas, and you guys are location purchased and ready to go, right?
Yeah, we will hopefully be open July 1st, but it's a regenerative medicine clinic in Las Vegas.
Nice.
There are partnering locations in New Jersey and Connecticut, which are up and running. They've been running for a few years, but we're going to focus on like stem cells, exomes, hormone replacement, vitamin shots, physical therapy, massage therapy, you name it. Like it's all going to be there. And we've had such great results. We have a ton of enormous great athletes coming into the Jersey location. If you follow my Instagram, you can see them. It's going to be Bio Restore. You can follow their Instagram too. All the photos are up there. But we've had like ex UFC champions. We have ex NFL players who are in the Hall of Fame, like just actors. The guy who plays Michael Myers is one of the patients, and so
Michael Myers.
What?
The one who's currently Michael Myers, James Jude Courtney, or
yes, James Courtney.
Is he not just the most giant dude on the planet?
Yeah, I haven't met him in person, but next time I'm out, I will probably see him. But yeah, I heard he's like in fantastic shape and he's enormous. And so, and we also have, if you guys have ever seen the movie Vision Quest, the guy that played Shoot, and he is phenomenal shape as well. So, I mean, just great athletes who are taking care of their body and using this as a way to stay on top of their game, as they get older and things like that. And we also have a boxer who is the Albanian Bear. He's like probably in his 20s, I guess, but he's undefeated. And so, it's for everyone, like wherever you're at. If you're, a pro athlete, or I remember when I got them the first time, there was a lady who had to be like in her 80s getting them in her knees. So it's just like, there's something for everyone. No one wants to live with pain, and everyone wants to be at their peak performance. So
now I've noticed, and again, I've fallen way off the proverbial wagon on this, but when I started doing DDPY a few years ago, same type of thing, just, the yoga and the yoga for regular guys stuff just completely changed. I lost like 40 pounds. It was just amazing. And the pain level dropped dramatically. And I know what you're doing there with the stem cells and everything is just as important as the basic exercise and the diet and everything. So I'll have to definitely come check you guys out when I'm up in Vegas in July. Hopefully, sure. if I get to go out there in July after all, we're still working that out. It's all another friggin' train wreck as usual. But I mentioned James because he's playing Michael in the current saga, and Michael's supposed to be in his 60s. So, he's not a younger looking guy when he's all dolled up and everything, but he's a fairly young man. But yeah, you just recently discovering your heritage as far as wrestling. You didn't grow up around the 6'8", 7 foot guys, but James, they had an event out here at the Myers house where they shot the first movie back in '78, and he was part of that. And it's just like, yeah, that's about right. He's just this gargantuan man. So I just you mentioned Michael, like, oh, okay, huge Halloween fan. So anyway, let me get the screen going, because we are here to, of course, talk about something that you and I have been talking about for the better part of, this year, actually. So let me get the first shot up. There it is right there. There we go. Let me go ahead and get her rolling there. Let's see if it'll pop up without hassle. Maybe. Yes. No. Come on. We're live, folks. There it is. So there's the
go.
card. Let me zoom in so
Yeah,
you can actually see the friggin' card. Good grief, it's so tiny.
it is
There we
tiny,
go. So
but
yes,
yeah.
it is live this Saturday, and as I felt like I felt so happy that we had this discussion because not too long after we talked about it, you guys announced you're going to be on internet pay-per-view over at Titlemania.
Yeah, Title Match Network. We're gonna be on
Title
there
match,
for
sorry.
$9.95 this time. You're good. So everyone who can't get out to Las Vegas or who hasn't planned a trip yet, if you're across the country, there's definitely a way for you to watch it. You're not gonna want to miss it. They're gonna keep growing. So in order to know what's going on for UWW2, it's probably best to get one and start from the beginning. So we're super excited to have a
That's
pay-per-view.
honestly the way to go. I've noticed because I mean, and you guys have a really big lineup, and we kind of touched on it ever so briefly on the last show with everybody when everybody was here because it wasn't a fully formulated yet, but we do have the card now for Saturday. So we'll go ahead and let's just talk about
Yeah.
it. I mentioned when you were here with me, I think the first time, Ashley the Amboise, and the fact that I met her and her sister on the Jericho cruise. She's facing Jordan Blue, who has kind of come into my consciousness here recently by following you guys on social media, and she is quite the traveler herself, Miss Jordan. Actually, they both are. We've seen Ashley on AEW TV, and we've seen Jordan kind of bounce around the indies. What can you tell me about this first match you guys announced?
Well, I mean, for even someone who doesn't know wrestling, I mean, look at them. They literally kind of look alike. So I will say that this is the roster itself is super well matched. Like there is not one match where you're going to look at it and be like, that's a blow away. So these girls are really lined up together. So they're both super athletic and strong. Ashley has a bit more experience under her belt, I believe, than Jordan. So
Yes.
her moniker means like the best of the best, and we cannot wait into to seeing that. It's going to be amazing. And then Jordan, I've just started following her too. So she's not as experienced as Ashley, but she's definitely very hungry, and that says a lot for people. Like that hunger is what drives people to become better and to, move past the people that they idolize at one point. So I think it's going to be a great matchup. I'm super excited. It's going to be a great way to start off the show. So
It's gonna be awesome. Okay, there we go. That's I want to make sure you got the showcase, and we'll get the people in there. There we go. Okay, so the next one that you guys, I'm kind of going in the match order based on what you and I have talked about and what has been posted. So
yeah.
if I'm out of order, bear with me and let me know. But this one here looks awesome as well. I've seen both of these ladies in action at some point or another, and I always pronounce Zeta's name wrong, so forgive me, Zeta Zhang and Gemma Jules. I mean, again, two ladies that you may not have seen all the time on your local television or even on the grand stages or whatever, but like the rest of the roster, they're hungry and they want to show, in this case Vegas, or now the world on pay-per-view, what they can do.
Yeah, I mean, Zeta Zhang, she's a mixed martial artist, athletic and talented singer. She makes up in passion, what she would lack in experience. I know she's a little bit newer, but she was the first Chinese female athlete to sign to WWE, and she represents that heritage very proudly. Gemma Jules, she, has the size, presence, power. She's also hungry to reach her potential, and she was recently seen in AEW, and she's working on the independent circuit. So I know these girls they're all trying to prove themselves. They're all trying to do the best that they can, and they all come from different places, but I think they're all going to use their strengths from where they came from, wherever that's going to be, to the best for us, because we're going to get to witness it. So
Right. That's that. And again, if you're not in the Vegas area, and again, we had the discussion about the cost of the tickets off air, and there was a roundabout about that, but $10 on pay-per-view, y'all, you can't beat that with a stick. And there's such a great crop of talent. And again, we're going to keep going through it here. I actually had a friend of mine on the show a couple weeks ago, Mariah Moreno, who, I don't know if you're familiar with Mariah or not. She's been in the on the circuit, if you will, for quite a while. And she has actually teamed with and faced both of the ladies against the Renegade Twins here, Delilah Doom and Micah Madrid. She actually mentioned Delilah fairly well, quite a bit during our interview, and the fact that, if you got Delilah on the card in a tag or a singles match, you're going to see a spectacle. It's going to be a fun thing to watch for sure. And the Renegade Twins, I actually just heard about them. They were on TV not too long ago. So again, you got talent who you've heard of, you've seen, and we have women's tag wrestling who has been in the news this week. Women's tag team wrestling, has it not? So interesting that you guys have a tag match already lined up.
Yeah, it's exciting. This is our only tag match on the card, but I mean, all of these ladies are both, they have so much, all of the ladies have a lot of promise, both individually and as tag teams. So yeah, they've been seen, the Renegade Twins have been seen on AEW, they're making some noise there. And so I think it's going to be great. I was able to meet them in Dallas, and very nice girls. And you can just tell like the athleticism when I met them. I didn't actually recognize them at first, and I'm like 100% you can tell they're athletes, and so
right.
They're going to do great with whatever. And then Micah Madrid and Delilah Doom, they're like pocket-sized dynamite. They both have a good amount of experience, wrestling styles, and great personalities to match their skills in the ring. So
yeah, it's funny. Like if you see Mike and Delilah, they're not like the tallest ladies, but you mentioned pocket sized dynamite. We have our the guitar player in the band I work for, one of my dear friends, Genocide, not Genocide on your car, different Genocide, and okay. and her band Paradise Kitty. Our guitar player Ariel, Jenna calls her a little pocket rocket. Like they're just full of just freaking energy and just craziness, and I can definitely see that at Delilah and Mike.
Yeah, I mean, this is like going to be a great dynamic to watch it unfold. Like both teams are very contrasted in many ways, so it could literally go like either way. So it's going to be super exciting to see.
And there was light, and it was good, so I can put myself back on screen. I'll go like a complete dink. Okay, very good. Yay, woohoo! There it is. Hi, I'm back. I have light. Woohoo! And I have internet, which is even better. Okay, cool. So let me get the next match up here, since I can share the screen now. There it is. So this one I'm very interested in because it's an old friend.
Yeah.
Nevaeh is facing somebody I've known. God, I've known Christina. I want to say I've known Christina for at least 15 years, maybe even more. She is just one. I've always admired her. The old Lou Grant phrase, spunk. I love spunk. I'm paraphrasing Lou Grant there, but she has. You talk about a pocket dynamite. She is full of fire and definitely full of determination to prove herself on a national and global stage. And you guys are giving her that opportunity here at UWW1.
Yeah, I was able to meet her when she wrestled at FSW, I think maybe a few months ago now. Great individual, very positive attitude. I think that she is very determined and strong, both in and out of the ring, just from stuff I've seen following her social media. So I know she's been dealing with some stuff. And, I think she's been super courageous to put that stuff kind of out there and how she's dealing with it. And she's doing the best that she can. And, sometimes everyone's going to have an opinion, but she's doing great, and she's overcoming all that stuff that could be bringing her down right now. And I just like, hats off to her, like that's great. So, and, as a wrestler, she's had notable work throughout the US and like Shine, Shimmer, Impact. So I'm sure many people, and also in Mexico. So she's not going to be someone that people don't recognize on the card. So definitely looking forward to that for sure. Nevaeh, she also has a ton of experience and a great skill set. So she was also in Shine and Shimmer. She actually has 17 years of experience, and she is known for her aggression and great technique. So it just, again, like the matchups are so closely, they have such good skills, and like not similar skills, but like they're both great in their own right for every match on the roster. So it's just going to make it that much more exciting and entertaining for everyone. So,
yeah. Put it this way. I had to move my open mic night, my usual Friday night broadcast to Saturday, because we're going out tomorrow night for my niece after my niece's play. She's actually being an Annie. She's portraying a character in the play Annie. So we're going out for a after show dinner out at BJ's Brewery and whatever the hell, the place with the craft beers and the amazing incredibly terrible for you dishes as far as the carb count, which is not going to be good for me at all, but that's okay. So I had to move the open mic night to Saturday. I am buying this show. I'm going to get to watch it as it happens live because I'm going to be on the air during open mic night. So I am buying this show because trust me, if I known that I had no idea it was the same weekend. I had a vague memory. I know there's something on 24th. I couldn't remember what it was, which is why I was talking about going up there to see you guys. And then I talked to my sister after I decided I wasn't going. She's like, well, yeah, that's the day of the play. I went, oh, good thing I didn't go. So it worked out. But yeah, I'm literally going to have it, streaming on the computer next to me. That way I can make sure I capture it and watch everything afterwards. Because you guys have lined up something really, really special here. We're going to keep on going with two people that I definitely know our audience that watches wrestling on television is familiar with. So we'll go ahead and get them in there right now. Alex Gracia, who have you seen, of course, on I believe AEW TV, and Miranda Alice, who has been, if you've watched a women's wrestling match on any television in the last couple years in any promotion, you've seen Miranda come through, I think, at some point. It's another match with two people who you've seen and you're going to see more of now that they're getting this amazing opportunity in the entertainment capital of the world.
Yeah, I mean, Miranda, she obviously represents her moniker Lucha Baddie to a T. Like, she's done great things in Shimmer and Ring of Honor. And so she's going to be a great contender in UWW now and in the future, so I think that's going to be awesome. And then Alex Gracia, she's up and coming. She has great looks, tons of potential. Also another one who's very hungry to proceed. So she's not afraid to represent herself. She constantly kind of embodies the femininity. And so I think that can also quickly turn to being ferocious. So we shall see how it unfolds between these two, baddies in the ring.
And you talk about baddies in the ring. These two, we talked about one of the participants in the match when you were on with me back in March because of her history, her uncle's history with your father at WrestleMania, no less. You got Lady Tapa and Genocide, who, if you've watched NWA Power in the last year, you've seen Genocide. If you've watched Impact Wrestling in the last, and during their 20 years for Impact Wrestling, I still can't believe Impact's 20 years old this year. It just blows my mind. But Lady Tapa, of course, the niece of the Barbarian, two women who definitely have the experience, definitely have the television exposure, and are looking to remind people why they are the badasses they are.
Yeah, I mean, this is like the Titans match. So Lady Tapa,
right?
She's made a lot of noise in the boxing world and MMA world. We were just on a podcast together a few days ago, and
that's right.
The first time I heard that she had gone against Gabby Garcia in MMA, and anyone who follows MMA, like, what an amazing match that is. And, just incredible, to train and be going against such an amazing competitor who is, she's a massive woman. And so Lady Tapa still currently trains in boxing. I've seen her hitting the pads on Instagram. I would not want to be on the other side of that. So definitely going to be a great match. But then Genocide, she, isn't giving up much size or strength. And so she has so much massive potential and presence. She also was in Shine and seen in AEW before. So her moniker is the Bionic Beast. She, she also has some parts of her body with metal due to past medical issues that she overcame. And so just really strong women getting in the ring and giving it their all for us to see. It's going to be great. And again, like, this is another matchup. Like, you look at them and they're so, like, by sight, so evenly matched. Like, it's just incredible.
Yeah. And again, this is kind of outside the combo here, but I'm actually doing a re-binge of NWA or WCW, and just watching the Barbarian and Ming do their thing as the faces of fear in WCW. I go, yeah, it's not hard to see where Lady Tapa gets the ferocity from, because the Barbarian, I mean, one of the greatest quotes I remember from Bobby Heenan during that great Royal Rumble match he called with Gorilla, Barbarian, he goes, he even liked me very much. I was one of the managing him. Like, Barbarian just didn't like anybody. He was just this big, he's a Barbarian. That's why they called him that. He wasn't a taxi driver on the weekends or anything, it's what it was. So Lady Top has definitely got her uncle's ferocity. And I've amazed at what Genocide's done on NWA Power and everywhere she's been. So I'm looking forward to this one almost as much as Christina's match. Almost. Next one, again, this is your semi-main, I do believe.
Yeah,
A 280s also who we've seen quite frequently throughout the independent wrestling world. And we've seen Santana on NXT. She's a former NWA champion. She's a former WOW champion. And WOW, of course, is in the news lately with their recent resurgence. So just a lot of great stuff here with both Santana and Christy James here.
Yeah, so these girls, I mean, they're both like international stars. They both have traveled throughout the US and the world wrestling, so they're not new to it. They both have a lot of experience under their belt in the ring. And how ironic is it that they're both kind trying to capture like the Wonder Woman essence aura,
Right?
with Christy being like the Brazilian Wonder Woman, and then Santana kind of trying to do that with her Wonder Woman iskness. And so like it's just interesting, like talk about a matchup that's closely related. They're both trying to and capture the same characters. So I mean, again, it's super interesting. These women, they have so much experience, especially these two on the card. Like for a match with the most experience, this might be the one. I
Oh
don't.
yeah.
What do
Oh
you
yeah.
think? Yeah, like
No,
combined in the
yeah,
ring together.
yeah. If you're looking for the match with both opponents having, or both competitors having the experience, it's definitely this match. Like I said, Santana.
Yeah.
I remember when I was helping book World Independent Ladies Division back in 2008, 2009, we were trying to book Santana along with, because we already had Christina on our roster. So, I mean, she was one of the first people we got because she was local and she was awesome. But we were trying to get Santana for the longest time. We just ended up falling under because of the money issue. But yeah, Santana's been on our radar for a long time, been on my radar forever. Like anytime she ever appeared on NXT or anything, I remember, I love Santana. So it's cool. I'm so glad you guys got her because, again, she's definitely one of the reasons I'm tuning in. But main event. I mean, whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do over here. There we go. We're live, folks. We talked about it. This is your main event. You talk about a lady that's, started out pretty much, grassroots type startup with Evilise, starting on Tough Enough. We talked about that the last time when we had her on the show last month, and she has gone on to appear pretty much every damn where else. I mean, she's gone all over the planet. And then you got the local girl, the hometown girl, Maserati, who is going to be in the main event in front of her people, man. What a great story with both of them, really.
Yeah, so I believe her moniker is La Sicaria, and she, embodies that. She also has an all-women's wrestling group called La Sicarias that has lasted, and I may have said that wrong, so I apologize. But that group has lasted for 7 years. There's even some girls on the roster who are a part of that. So clearly, I mean, this is going to be great. She's been an 18-year veteran. So the amount of experience that she brings to the ring with her athleticism, she's also trained in MMA. Last time I talked to her, she was able to tell me some of that. And so just putting all that together is going to be great. And then you have the other side of it. I don't think Maserati has as much experience as her, but she's definitely up and coming. And, she's got a fire under her right now. She's on a roll, and she's, headed to the top, and we're so lucky to have her. She also, I would imagine, would have the hometown crowd behind her because she's a local girl from Las Vegas. And so, never, that alone, that crowd, I mean, yes, I know you're going to watch it on pay-per-view, but being a part of it and being there live, it just has such a different feel to it, and the energy that you can feel in the ring, and that I'm sure she's going to use when she's in the ring to gather her strength from if she needs it. So
There are very few things in the sports entertainment world like a Las Vegas crowd, and if that's your backyard, shoot, that's the ultimate deal, And you also are featuring a special appearance, musical performance by Nikki Page. Tell us about Nikki.
Yeah, she is an amazing artist. She's been selling songs that she's been writing to Disney, I think, since she was 12. And so she's she's so talented. She's reinvented herself, and she's come out with some new songs. Her last song to drop is called Bunny Hop. It dropped, I think, a little bit before Easter, but it's on YouTube. So definitely check her out and follow it. She is going to do that song along with the national anthem and then an encore song. And her sound is so unique. It's just it's so unique. You have to listen to it, but it's also so catchy, like it just gets under your
I
skin, and
love it.
then you get addicted to it, and you find yourself listening to it once, and then it's on like repeat all the time. But just such a talented woman, from her lyrics to the melodies and everything that she's involved with every part of her music from start to finish. The videos, we were able to be on the set of one of her videos, I
Oh,
think
nice.
last month or so, before the bunny hop video, actually, before it dropped. And just watching it,
Oh,
it was
okay.
just incredible. Yeah, it's an incredible video. It's an awesome thing. It's a great sound, and we're very excited to have her be part of the show and be a part of the first UWW. So in addition to getting entertained in the ring, you're also gonna, probably fall in love with Nikki Page and have a new favorite artist. So,
And even in between matches, you'll see a familiar face. You'll see a wonderful face and an awesome person. And Shaw Guerrero, your hostess for the evening. Tell us about
yeah.
Shaw.
So she is our ring announcer. She is obviously the daughter of Eddie Guerrero. I mean, just if you follow her Instagram, not only in wrestling, she's just an amazing entertainer all around. So I don't think you're going to be, bored one moment. She will keep you on your toes. She's a gorgeous
Yes.
woman who is so talented, and we're very lucky to have her. So it's going to be very exciting. I have not yet met her in person yet, but I'm very excited for that on so many levels. She's been in the business a long time, and
Yep.
I think she still wrestles, but she's also broken out into so many other creative venues. So
I was going to say her and the Vaudettes were on the Jericho Cruise, as I mentioned last when we were on the show. What I didn't know at the time was they're actually in Fozzie's new video that just dropped recently with them. So they were not background dancers, but they were like featured dancers within Fozzie's new video with a new single dropped. And I like the question from JJ here in the chat room. JJ, I did see you come in. I was just trying to make sure I got through the card because we've got a limited time with Jenny. Maybe Nikki Page can become the UWW version of Pia Toscano, who Pia Toscano was on American. I don't know if you follow American Idol at all, Jenny, but she was on season 10, I think it was, American Idol. She then became our LA Kings national anthem singer, and she was our good luck charm. She was singing our national anthem with us when we won our 2 Stanley Cups out here in Los Angeles. So,
oh wow,
so
that's awesome.
if
I did used to
Nikki
follow.
could be a good luck charm, there you go.
Yeah, maybe you will love her sound. I'm super excited to see what she does with the national anthem. If it's going to be a traditional version or she's going to throw in her flair. So I'm very excited, probably for that song more than the other songs, because I've heard the other ones. But her voice is really beautiful, so this should be interesting.
And there's one more talent I wanted to bring up here before we go to the other stuff, and talk about this girl for a minute, because she's really starting to make her she's making her big splash in wrestling, as far as she's the point man. She's the one who's leading the charge here.
That's the worst one for me to talk about. Okay, so she is.
I don't want to talk about myself. Damn it, you didn't prep me on this.
Girl, she is a great martial artist. I mean, I've been doing jiu-jitsu for like 8 years, brown belt. I've won a few world titles, so that was super exciting. Definitely have proved myself in the world of jiu-jitsu, in my division and at the belt that I'm at. So that's great. Very athletic all my life, and the daughter of Tito Santana, so the wrestling DNA is kind of in my blood. Professionally, I was an educator, but always, my dream was to like work out for a living. So here I go. But I've been training wrestling for a bunch of months now. I've had a few matches, and I love it. I love the environment, and this is a great opportunity to be GM, but I'll also be doing some matches once I have, more training under my belt. I'm still kind of in the baby stages of it. Definitely learning, but definitely, what's a way to get better? You gotta bite the bullet and get in the ring.
Reps. That's it.
And the same thing with jiu-jitsu. Like, unless you ever put your foot in there and start competing, like, I'm a big supporter of like, you can train as much as you want, but just going into the competition side, it's so different from preparation, mentally, physically. in jiu-jitsu, we have to maintain weights. And so that alone, trying to maintain a certain weight and then performing at your peak while you're, have a calorie deficit for 2 weeks or
God.
something. And
Oh,
so, I mean, it's
it's the worst. Oh, that's the
all
worst. Oh,
able to be used. So while I don't have the biggest wrestling background, I do have, the combat background and the mental fortitude. So yeah, I'm super excited for everything that happens. And for right now, I'm glad to be the GM of UWW. So we'll see what happens in the future.
And let me just say, not only are you the GM, not only are you getting in the ring one day, you are modeling the hell out of that UWW merch. Let me go and throw that plug up while I'm thinking about it. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, for sure. Like we
Great
have
stuff.
tons
Wait,
of
where's my damn? Oh, I don't have it handy. Shit, I've got my freaking her mom
Koozie.
and awesome.
Ah,
Yeah, the koozie. Yeah, they
yeah,
sent me a
yeah.
koozie and they sent me this awesome shirt. The koozie's somewhere around this train wreck of an office of
Yeah,
mine.
so
But
we
anyway,
have such great stuff there from like tumblers, t-shirts, playing cards, tank tops, jackets, hats. There's going to be shoes. There's going to
give me a
be
hat for sure.
merch for sale at the event. And then for sure, anytime on the website, feel free to get it, order it, sport your gear, and then tag us on Instagram so that we can see how everyone's enjoying the stuff they order. There's phone
There you
cases
go.
like you can see. So definitely we love all the support, and it's a super cool logo. So who doesn't want that?
So, and then something I would have loved to have been a part of this had I known it was going to be a thing, but I wasn't aware until I saw it here. Actually, when I was doing the image grab today, you're gonna have an hour pre-show hosted by Aaron Phillips, Chief, and Matt Mullen over on the Title Match Network, and that's gonna be going live an hour before you guys go live on pay-per-view. Yes.
Yeah, and they are a local podcast, so they cover
Oh,
like
okay.
wrestling for the Las Vegas area. Yeah, so it's gonna be awesome. We're super excited for that. Yeah, so they're gonna cover the show for an hour before, and that'll be
Nice.
I think that's a free pre-show, so definitely check it out, and then stay on and watch all the matches.
Well, as the country song my dad likes to sing, because there ain't no party like the pre-party, after party's the after party. So the pre and the after party is just as good as the regular show, kids. So just keep that in
Yeah,
mind.
that's
Also,
true. That is true. So
JJ, I see your question. I'll get to it as soon as I'm done having Jenny do all the plugs, because that's why she's here, to do all the plugging. So let me go ahead and get those up. And then you guys announced in the last few days that you have already 2 people lined up for UWW2, and one of them, formerly of WWE NXT out of Hawaii, formerly Jessica Maya, of course. Jesse Elaban, if I'm saying the last name right. I'm sorry, Jesse.
yeah, we're super excited to start. I mean, I think we're gonna announce the date at the show. So, but yeah, I mean, no surprise, UWW2 is coming. We're gonna
Love it.
have a lot of girls from the roster, the original roster, and we're gonna introduce new girls. So definitely, I mean, there's a lot of talent reaching out to us now as we get more steam and people hear about us more. Like our talent level is just gonna keep growing and growing, and
You got Jesse,
guys.
you got Renee, who made quite the splash as the significant other of our buddy Drake Maverick on NXT and WWE television. So I love Renee. I think she's great. I think she's funnier than hell, and she's talented as hell. So you guys are really definitely have gotten the attention of everybody that I hoped would get the attention of having you on the show. So I'm very glad this is becoming a thing. I'm excited as hell for you guys for this Saturday. I'm looking forward to watching it Sunday. If I can try to catch it Sunday before I go home. If not, I'll sit right on my desk here and do the thing Sunday when I watch it, because I'm great card lined up. You've got Shaw, you've got Nikki, you've got you out there. As I said, as the point man doing your thing. I think it's so awesome.
And I know that we'll talk after. I mean, definitely,
of
I'd
course.
love to hear all the feedback, and
Yes.
as soon as this show's over, we're going to regroup and get together and see what worked, what didn't work, what we can change, what we can keep the same, and just keep making each show better for the girls who are not only on the roster, but also the public who's coming to see it live, and those of you who are watching it via pay-per-view.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to when you do your June date. You've got like one free weekend day in June that somebody's not running a damn show. Impact's got a show. The NWA's got a show. WWE's got a show. AEW's got it. It's crazy. June is packed. So if you find a weekend day, I'll watch. I swear to God, I will. Jesus. And the thing is, all those shows we're covering on the network. I have 4 days off in June. for. So God
You're gonna
help
be
me.
quite busy, but I
Yeah.
mean, it's gonna be super fun. So you have to enjoy what you do, and once you enjoy what you do, it's no longer work. It's just
Yeah,
your
Joe,
lifestyle. So.
Joe, you came in late. They're going to be on the Title Match Network. You can go to their Facebook at Ultimate Women of Wrestling or UWWEvents.com and check out their link for Title Match Network. It's $9.95. So figure you're paying $9.95 for the WWE pay-per-views every month anyway if you're getting the network. So it ain't that much different, and you're getting a stacked card of women's wrestlers who, if you haven't seen them, you've heard of them, and you'll definitely want to see how they do coming up in just a few days, 2 days. JJ has a question in the chat room that I thought was a cool thing, knowing your background and knowing what you've been doing prior to now. Do you feel it's harder for a woman to cut or maintain weight for competition like that than it is for a man? That's a great question in today's climate, because you hear all the time about people in both genders cutting weight and maintaining the weight for fighting, for jiu-jitsu, for mixed martial arts, all that entails. So where do you stand on that?
I think it comes down to discipline, but it's also, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a biological thing. And
Right.
in my opinion, yes, it's harder for women to cut weight. It's harder for women to cut weight because of their hormones fluctuating. Guys don't have a cycle that, depending on where they are on their monthly cycle, kind of
Right.
affects some things. Yeah. And so I've seen, I was with my ex-coach when he cut 25 pounds in 2 days, I believe. And,
That's absurd.
yeah, but men, have more weight to cut too, for the most
True.
part, like on average. And so, yeah, I definitely think it's harder just because of, different things like cycles. And, when you have less weight to cut, it's always going to be harder. It's easier to lose a lot of what you have than a little. So,
Right.
yeah, that's definitely something I've struggled with. I think I finally got it down now, but I mean, I've had major failures, and I think you need to fail in order to learn, and then you can give up or get stronger. And so I definitely have come back stronger with that, because I've made, really bad mistakes with weight cutting.
Yeah.
And then you also, like, for women, or for jujitsu, I should say, jujitsu matches, when you cut weight, like, you're weighing in and you're going to go to your first match like 10 minutes after you weigh in, maybe,
Oh, geez.
whereas now I think on a whole, like, they realize how hard it is to cut weight for some people and to get their strength back. Even in like UFC, the weigh-ins used to be shorter to when they fought than they are now. Now they're like, I think, almost 24 hours extra than what they used to be. And so,
Right.
I mean, it is hard. We've seen horror stories where people, have
Yeah.
died over cutting weight. It's very dangerous. And
It
so,
is. It's terrible. Yeah.
yeah, I think you just need to also be realistic, like, about what weight class you should be in, and things
Right.
like
Exactly.
that. So,
Yeah. That's the thing with competitive fighting is like, there's so many weight classes. People are trying to cut and go beyond their, what they should be reaching for one way or the other. It's like, nah, y'all stay in your lane. You're good. You're good. You're good where you're at. And I can't imagine being a lady trying to cut weight, not to be graphic, but every 28 days. I'd be losing my shit. I'd be like, I can't, this won't happen. I'd be going insane. So God bless y'all for that extra
yeah, and some days,
pain
like,
in your ass.
it's also an individual thing. So
Of
maybe not
course.
across the board. It may be harder for some guys to cut
Right.
weight than some girls. I
Right.
remember one time my body held on to so much weight. I did like an Epsom salt bath, which is one of the ways, like, you sit in a hot bath
Yes.
and
Yes.
pounds come out of you. And I
Right.
had done it for like 30 minutes, and I actually gained weight because I was so dehydrated.
Yeah.
Like, I was absorbing water, and I'm like, how is this even possible? But, some men will hold on to weight, and it just kind of depends on your body genetics too. So there's so many factors to it. Some people have an easy time, some people have a hard time. Just like with losing weight in general, some people can cut
Right.
out sodas and they'll drop 20 pounds, and some people, can exercise every day and drop 2, and it's a struggle. So
And I noticed, doing, trying to do the, I mean, mainly, like I said, mainly the DDPY I had done before, but, just different things. Water weight definitely tends to fall off faster, but then, there's also the unfortunate side is also lose muscle easier than you lose fat. So if you're trying to lose weight and you're not in, for competition stuff, man, you lose all the weight. You're like, yeah, I'm doing great, but I've got no strength. I'm a freaking tub of gusto. I'm a mess because you got no muscle. So like you said, every individual's struggle with or attempt to maintain, cut, anything to do with weight is just that, an individual thing. And if y'all are doing it for competition, for sports, for athletics, God bless y'all for the dedication. Because I've been out of competitive sports since 2000, my junior year of school. So,
And some jujitsu competitions you can weigh in the day before. And so for those, those are, kind of cake. Like you can just cut the water weight, as long as you're not to a point where you're passing out. And then one time I weighed in, went and ate, and I gained 7 pounds off one meal. So I'm in a whole nother weight class the next day when, we're ready to compete. So it just kind of depends, knowing when you're weighing in as opposed to when you're competing, and then just where your body is. So
yeah, I've heard a few different fighters in different genres, be it jiu-jitsu, be it, mixed martial arts, be it boxing, whatever, man. They cut, and then they have their fight, and then they just go to freaking McDonald's and just they go ape shit just because they have to. Well, I know you got to go. It's 20 till, so I want to make sure I get this up there really quick before you do leave. Again, check it out. Ultimate Women of Wrestling event 1, the very first event out of the gate. God, it's so tiny. Jesus Christ. Zoom in, Jeff. There it is. There we go. Again, check it out. UWWevents.com. It's at the Sahara, which is one of the greatest legacy field casinos on the strip. You can check them out on the Title Match Network, and be sure you give everybody a follow on the screen. But most importantly, Miss Jenni Santana. Again, Jenni, thank you so much for coming back to us here on the Jeff Meacham Network. We'll definitely have you back in June to talk about this weekend's event and talk about the next one. Thank you all very much. Again, coming up here at the top of the hour on this network, as well as NoDQ.com. God help me. I'm back in the NoDQ review. May God have mercy on my soul. Thank you, Jenni. We'll see you guys tonight here in just a few minutes, actually, on NoDQ.com and Jeff Meacham Network. And we'll see this lady and everybody up here Saturday night live from Las Vegas. Have a wonderful night, everybody.
Guys. Thanks for having me.